What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have 10 things I love about the Netherlands. Raising kids abroad. Before we dive into the video, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and let's jump into it.
Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiana, and today I'm going to talk about all the things that I love as an American living in the Netherlands and raising children here. So I have a list of 10 different things that I love about raising children here in the Netherlands. So I have kids ranging from 1.5, 5, and 8. So the things that I love about the Netherlands really ranges all throughout those ages. The number one thing I love about raising kids in the Netherlands is all of the kid-friendly attractions. There are so many things. For such a small country, it's packed with things to do for kids that are specifically for kids, like Efteling, Madurodam, Beeksbergen, so many zoos. Everywhere you go, there's always bound to be something just for kids. But what I also love is that even when it's at a place where you'd think it's like more for adults, like restaurants and stuff, or cafes, there's regularly little areas specifically just for the kids, like little play areas in the corner for them to play while their parents hang out and eat dinner or have a coffee for lunch. And I find that just so nice. The next thing is just how
I absolutely love that. And as a parent of an 8-month-old, soon to be 9-month-old, I think it would be absolutely amazing for there to be more kid-friendly attractions around here. Because I just feel like most of the things that like me and my wife want to do, we can't really do with our 8-month-old, and there's not really much for him to do around here. So we just wish we had that. So shout out to the Dutch for that.
independent children are here. I feel like they're so independent from such a young age. They really just have a lot more freedom here. I feel like helicopter parenting is not really a thing here. And kids are biking to school by themselves at quite a young age, and they just have a little bit more independence, and they just kind of feel a bit more mature to me. I think this also really helps them build confidence in themselves. Like they don't feel like they need mommy to take them through every single thing in life. They feel like they are capable of doing things on their own. And I think that's super important to give your child. Along with all of the family-friendly attractions, there are so many playgrounds here. In every single neighborhood I've ever been in, there's always a playground, whether it could be small, it could be big. But I actually had a conversation with my husband this morning about this, and I was like, well, in America, all of the playgrounds are plastic.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of think that that's better because here they're like wooden and metal sometimes, like metal slides. And I'm like, well, metal slides I feel like can burn the kids when they get hot in the summer, and wood can splinter sometimes. And he said, well, that's not really true because the wood that they use at children's playgrounds is very soft and doesn't splinter. And the slides and stuff that they use is made mostly of aluminum, so they don't actually get hot. So he just kind of derailed that whole point. And I personally aesthetically love the look much more and feel like it makes it feel like it's more part of nature and not this like massive eyesore plastic obstruction in an area. So that made me feel much better. And I was like, well, there it is. Another reason why the Netherlands is just better for kids. There's also
I feel like I definitely get that. I love the fact that kids have that freedom and that independence. You feel like here in the US, they don't really have that freedom because we're more so worried about their safety. So we can't give them as much freedom as these kids in the Netherlands get. And I think that's really awesome of the Dutch and really sad of us that because when I was a kid, bro, I had so much freedom, bro. I was everywhere. But as times continue, it just seems like things continue to get worse. And now you're not really giving your child that much freedom in the US these days.
Kinderboerderijs all over the place. They're like children's farms, like petting zoos kind of, and they're free most of the time. And you can just go and hang out with animals with your kids, and that is feed them, stuff like that. It's so fun to do and a great way to spend an afternoon hanging out with animals without having to spend any me. Now, this is like 2 seconds later for you guys, but it was a quick little break for me. My husband came home and we were just having a little chat about how excited I am to actually go back to America. It's funny and ironic for this video because I am actually leaving tomorrow to go to America.
Oh,
So I am so excited for that, just to see my family, and like I got all emotional about it. So if I look a little bit different right now, it's because I was crying. But it's just like so they're so different. Like there's so many reasons why we're here and like why this is the best place for me, but it's still
yeah.
like emotional and hard being away from your family. But anyways, back to the list. The next best thing about the Netherlands and with kids is just easy access to travel. Just like a few-hour drive, you're in a whole nother country, in a whole different culture, and a whole different experience. So I feel like
I get that.
my kids get to be a lot more cultured than if
I get
you live in the States. In the States, you have to fly to get out of the country. But you could drive to Mexico or Canada, but
Yeah.
like it's a really long drive for some states or from where I'm from. And so just being able to go and explore other cultures and other ways of eating, other ways of life, I think is so important. And I'm so glad that here, since it's just so close to so many other countries, you really can easily travel, and for not, you don't have to be millionaires to be able to go to Europe every summer or go to Asia or go to other places just to experience other cultures. One of my
Yeah.
absolute favorite things.
I think that is legit amazing. And again, yeah, that's another huge advantage is your child gets to be more cultured, much more likely chance I'm sure they're gonna end up being bilingual. But yeah, just to get to travel and experience different cultures, different foods, different people, just the differences in different countries. That's one thing as an American, yeah, we don't really get. Our country's so big. Um, but yeah, we gotta hop on a plane to get to a different country, unless you're going to Canada or Mexico. But then you gotta live by Canada or Mexico to drive there.
About raising children in the Netherlands is the choice of schooling. In America, school, you go to the school of where you live,
Yeah.
like your community school. But here you can choose whatever school you want to go to. And I mean, yes, of course, people choose normally the school that's closest to them or one of the ones around them, but you can choose to go wherever you would like to. And there's a lot of variety in the schoolings. Like in America, all the public schools, they're supposed to really teach the same thing and have the same methodology. But here, there's different school. Like you can go to a Montessori school, you can go to a religious school, you can go to like a tech savvy school, you can go to a Wim Hof school. Like there's a lot of, I don't know if that's the right term, but meaning there's just a lot of different schools. Like where in America, those are all private school options,
Yeah,
but
that's what I
here
was
they're
gonna say.
public and available for free
That's
to
awesome.
whoever would like to go to them. And I find that absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do have those options, but like she said, those private schools, charter schools, academies, thing of that nature. The fact that y'all's are free, right? And you can pick, you have options. Like if I'm sending my kid to public school, I still get to choose what school. Here, yeah, you got to go with whatever's in your district, whatever's in your area. You're mandatory. You go to that school. Um, Again, super freaking awesome, bro. That's just sounding better and better.
Along with the schooling, so sports and stuff are not in schools here. They're not like part of the school like they are in
Okay.
America. And so I don't know if this is the reason why, but here I feel like there's a lot less of a pressure to overschedule children. I feel like here they just kind of like want kids to be free and have time and yeah, be able to do things. I personally do like to have a scheduled kid. Like I like to
Yeah.
have swim lessons and gymnastics and running and things just to keep kids busy. I personally
Yeah.
love sports, but I think like I want that schedule and I like the running around and doing things all the time. But
hmm
I know in America, a lot of parents don't want to do that, but they feel the pressure to do it just because like everyone's doing it. But here, that's not the case. Like if you want to overschedule. If you want to schedule your kids to do lots of things, you can. If you don't, it's also fine. So I
Yeah.
think that that is a nice way to be able to choose what you want to do with your kids and be okay with it. The next one
I
is
agree with that. I definitely do want to be that parent though that he's running around doing all kinds of things because my kids involved in all kinds of different sports and activities. I just want him to be exposed to as much of life as possible, if that makes sense to you guys. And that's why I would want him to be able to travel and experience different cultures because I want him to be exposed to that.
a big one. And I think one of the actual main reasons that I wanted to be here, one of the big reasons, was universal health care for children.
Mm,
I think it is so amazing that healthcare is free for children up to 18, and that's even including dental. Dental healthcare is also free for children here until 18, and that is just the stress of a parent to be able to just like, if my kid's sick, just take them to the
mhm.
doctor or not have to worry that like one broken arm is going to send me bankrupt is such a relief to have. Just like, even if we don't need it or don't use it, just the thought of having that, it really just takes a weight off as a parent. Next is
I feel
the
that.
less
That again was absolutely huge. Universal health care free for children up to 18. And yeah, like my health, yeah, I should have health care, but I could care less about myself, but my child, like, yeah. I mean, if it's got to be out of pocket, I got to pay the pocket. They got to have health care. So, but I would prefer free universal health care.
processed foods. You'll find that here the grocery stores are much smaller, the options are much less, but that's just because they don't have aisles and aisles and aisles of processed foods like they do in America. Like here, if you want cereal, you can get cereal, but there's like 10, 15 options, not 100. And most of them have much less processed food items in them. Even if you do get the same, like if you get like cereal, the same cereal here as you would get in America, it's going to have completely different ingredients, oftentimes tasting different. Like Fruit Loops here and Fruit Loops in America are very different. They do not taste the same. They are very different, but it's for the better of the children for
Yeah.
sure, or people in general. I think just health in general, the fact that everything is so much less processed, it makes you have
Yeah.
just a better peace of mind to me. Although I find that Dutch children eat very simply, I feel like they
Mm.
do well eat quite nutritious. Like, unless you're giving your kid bread and hagelslag for breakfast and lunch, then maybe that's not the most nutritious. But the breads here are normally much more nutritious than you would get in the States. In the States, I feel like bread is void of all nutrition. But here, there's like seeds and like whole grains in them that actually provide nutrition. And so a bread with a piece of cheese is actually quite nutritious, whereas in the States, that would not be. Of course, that's not all bread. I'm sure there are some nutritious breads in America, but the majority of them I feel like are not. A lot of people eat white bread in America. But yeah, so that I feel like, although it's simple foods that most people eat here, they do have the nutrition that they need. And so I find that very important and very easy for parents as well. And
Yeah.
lastly,
That, I mean, nutrition, of course, is definitely going to be huge. And it's just crazy how processed our food is compared to, it seems, almost every other country in the world. Like, we're just putting so much crap and preservatives and chemicals and dyes to either make food look more appealing, to make food last longer, to make, well, whatever. But we're just putting a ridiculous amount of stuff in food that just is illegal to do in other countries.
is how safe and walkable or bikeable neighborhoods are here. I feel like just if you have a kid that just like walks down the street to go to the playground by themselves, that's totally fine. I am not comfortable with so young of kids. Like here, I've seen like 4 or 5 year olds just like at the playground by themselves with no parents around, and it's just like normal and like okay here, which I think is so nice that like parents feel safe enough to allow their children to do that. And that's
Exactly.
again back to that, like giving them a little bit more independence.
Hmm.
Um, But I definitely saw a little bit of an American mindset in that, where like I feel like I'm still like worried about that.
Yeah.
But maybe by the time my 1.5-year-old gets to 4 or 5, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm not sure yet. But I just like the thought that it is much safer in most neighborhoods here is really comforting. And so, yeah, that is the 10 reasons why I think raising kids in the Netherlands is absolutely the best. And that's probably why children in the Netherlands are ranked number 1 as the most happy kids in the world. Now, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for more videos like this of my life as an American living in the Netherlands. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Yeah, she probably makes a really good point when it comes to kids being raised in the Netherlands. That's all we got, though. I hope that you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see y'all on the next one.